the curator's rifle, which is pretty awesome. Hello and welcome to The Long Dark. We are starting a new playthrough, and before I bore you all to death by just babbling, we're gonna jump right into it. I think we're gonna go with Stalker because there's been added plenty of new stuff since I last played this game, and I want to experience all of it, and dying would kind of suck. I could start in the far territory, but I don't know it that well, especially because I haven't even explored the map that is supposed to be there. So instead, I think we're gonna go with the main original maps, and just on reflex, I think we're gonna go to Ash Canyon because the technical backpack's just so advantageous, and I know this region pretty well. So yeah, people prefer the female because of the voice and like the inner monologue of the characters, but I'm just gonna go with male because it doesn't bother me that much, and if it bothers you, then complain about it in the comments, honestly. I don't have all of the feats, but I do have the most important one, which is cold fusion, in my opinion. It makes everything just warmer, which is especially advantageous because there's plenty of times where you would be freezing because it's like -1, but when you have this, it averages out, and that is very advantageous. There's also the efficient machine. I think I'm gonna use it because I'm hoping to survive a long time, and well, it's just really convenient. I'm not quite sure which one of these is the best. So sprinting burns 25% fewer calories, so that is for the food, and this is just sprinting more. Okay, well, we're gonna go with this one because sounds convenient. The cougar. Now, I have no idea how this works, but I want to try. If we die to cougar, that would be hilarious. Scurvy, sure, why not? And the trader. This is very exciting. I have no idea how it works, but we will figure it out. YouTube, I think? Yeah, that works. So exciting. You can see the mountain in Timberwolf Mountain right there with the summit. Okay. Ash Canyon. Where are we? I think I know actually. Yeah. I have played this game a lot, so I am aware of where I am and what you should do and stuff. I'll try and explain what I do, come with some tips here and there, of course. But as a general thing before that, I am just going to look around, make sure I'm correct. And it seems that I am. Oh, I have the HUD off, which I prefer having it visually, but as I was doing some scenic shots before this, I turned it off. It's not too cold. Oh, never mind. It's terribly cold. Sort of an annoying time to spawn because it's not. Oh, never mind. I mean, the weather's still annoying. Time of day, I mean. But this is nice. We're gonna put it on the outside because it has wind resistance right there, while this one does not, which means you want to put it on the outside. You can tell the fact that it's the outside by the fact that it's the furthest away from the character. So here's outside, outside, or still, and here, these are the ones that are on the outside. I think I'll pick up some mushrooms. The only real use of having some is if I get food poisoning, I think. But, I mean, just in case, why wouldn't you? You should also, by the way, constantly be picking up sticks as they respawn regularly and are just a free source of food. You might as well. Yeah, I would normally grab some of the things from the deer here, but I can't. I thought because I didn't have a knife, but apparently I do. I did not. Did I pick it up? Or, you know what? Never mind. Let's just move on. If you don't know, right here on the specific spot in Ash Canyon, you can walk over here and then just slowly crouch down the side of the mountain. Ow. Oh well. That is bad luck. Do I have any bandages? I do. Awesome. I would take pain medication if I had of any. Interestingly, though, I normally wouldn't. Just because some people find the pain animation or like visual disturbances a bit annoying.
Fingers feel numb.
But I usually don't mind anyway, so no worries for me. We are currently on the way to the only indoor spot in all of Ash Canyon. It should be up there and to the left. I don't think there's any major changes, though that's bad. That is really bad. If I remember correctly, there's a safe zone right up here. Which, if we could make it up there, that would be awesome. But if we don't, maybe I would restart. I don't know. It should be fine though. I would also grab this, if not for the wolf following me. I would like to avoid getting assaulted. If I remember correctly too, there's a cave right there. But I think the wolf can still get me inside, so I'll just quickly look to see if there's anything. No. Okay, then we're just sprinting the rest of the way. Wow, it is such a pretty game, even though I'm in pain. And I therefore can't see properly, but like, wow. We are going to be walking over those bridges soon. I mean, in a while anyway. I think the wolf stopped following, which is awesome. And even though we're freezing, doesn't really matter. We'll be there right now. You can see it right there. I mean, it doesn't help us, but up right there, I can't point. I don't have anything to point with, but up there should be either a rifle or a emergency. Actually, I'm just gonna grab this, or an emergency flare. But I don't know why I would tell you that. It's just a fun fact. There usually spawns one right up there. So down. Nice. Gotta check here. There's usually a flare, but oh well. No sticks. Yeah, nothing. Sad. New location, cabin, Ash Canyon. Nice. Cooking oil. Seen it all before. Dog food. Even more. Now this I've not seen. box of instant color. Ooh, so we can probably take pictures. That is cool. A single bullet. Nice. Papers, books.
What have we here?
Yeah, sure. Now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't grab everything because we might be returning. Even still, like, I never use a spray paint, so why bring it? It's just weight. I was hoping for a pan, I think. It's supposed to spawn there. A hatchet though, that's nice. We can grab some saplings along the road. Snare, not gonna bother using that at all. That practical, sure, but just gonna leave it here. 2 arrow tips, 1, 2. Oh, and some covered matches too. Nice. They always spawn there, by the way. That's why I knew. Decent hoodie. Yeah, sure. Cool book. I don't think there's anything up there. Matches, missed them. Nice. We'll leave again as soon as possible, I think, because I prefer the light. We do have a flare, so we can get through the cave. I just noticed there's a button I can click. That's new. Ooh, nice. So, wait, take it? Can I grab the carpets? Fun. Wait, is it in my inventory? Oh, yeah. Sure. Never knew that would work. Okay, sure. Wait, does that mean that if I show up here at night, I can navigate through the darkness by using this? In which case, you no longer have to memorize how to get to bed at night. That would be awesome. Anyway, we'll have plenty of time to explore now, because I would like to get going. We are going behind that waterfall, which is actually incredibly cool, if you think about it.
Goddamn freezing.
But, oh well. It's cold, it's fine. We can either throw up a campfire in the cave, and I've gotten some more firewood, as I think there's just some laying around. Or we can maybe go to the cabins in this direction. I'm not fully sure. Just so people know, there's a fire barrel right here, which is like people walk around it, check, and there's nothing, which is boring. But there's usually a tomato soup here.
Any good to eat.
There might even be more, I don't know, especially on lower difficulties. Ooh, I could have gone to bed for 2 hours, so you would have not had to worry about the pain, but that would have cost me the rest of daylight, which, like I said, I would like to avoid. No items laying around? No? I have gotten food poisoning from the tin of sardines so many times. I literally hate the tin of sardines. But we're gonna take it anyway. My personal grudge against sardines is not gonna impact the survival chance of our boy right here. There is like you can see the berries right there, but I usually ignore them because I just see climb and it's so annoying to find the correct spot to pick the berries. I just wanted to show you that So you know that it's technically possible to grab them, although be it annoying. It is still terribly cold. Now, up here, there are almost always wolves. And personally, I don't like wolves. I really should probably at least hold the flare, so if a wolf shows up, I can scare it away. Do I have any? I have now picked up stone. Okay. If you don't know, there's a trick you can do to just scare away the wolves with any sort of fire source and a rock. Not working on bears and moose, of course. Though there's no wolves. Not yet, anyway. That's weird. I thought they were guaranteed to spawn here. Especially on with the not on interloper, but on stalker, as there are always more wolves in stalker than on interloper, which is weird because interloper is actually supposed to be more difficult, but then stalker actually has the more wildlife. I guess it isn't necessarily wildlife generally, but at least wolves. Now, like I said, I thought it was guaranteed to be wolves around here, but maybe not. Now, that is weird to me because maybe they changed the wildlife spawns. Maybe I heard something about that. Again, not sure. Anyway though, cave. Cave, cave. I do not have any marine flares, so a normal one will suffice. I'll explain shortly what's the difference. The reason, of course, is the waterfall. Now, normally, if you walked through here, just like that, the flare would go out and you would be soaking wet. Now, I could do that, but I personally prefer not doing that. So instead, we're gonna undress and we're gonna do a little trick here. You can right click the flare and you see it disappear and you can move it around. But if you do that, I'm just gonna line up approximately and just walk forward, currently holding W, walk through the thing, and we hit a wall, and you just look, so you find a spot, and voila! You are through the waterfall, and you still have a flare, which is great. It doesn't really matter on our difficulty, especially since we have matches, so we can make a campfire and whatever we need. There we go. Just gonna pick one up so I don't forget. Actually, I'm gonna take two. It's not like weight is an issue at this moment anyway. On interloper though, you will want to be more careful, and that trick I just used becomes incredibly helpful because you really want to conserve your matches, and so being able to take a torch through is going to be crucial. Now, if I am fast, I just realized I might be able to get through the entire cave using one flare, which would be very convenient. I guess I could also make a campfire. It's free, considering I already ignited the flare. Now we're supposed to go up there, but I'm just gonna run down here quickly to get some coal. I know I said I wanted to be fast, but at the same time, coal is awesome. The reason for that is that when you put coal in a campfire, it becomes incredibly hot, incredibly fast. Especially useful during blizzards. Mm, coal, firewood, and the rocks. And there we go, a marine flare.
Hope no
So
one
if
needs
you
this anymore.
took this through the water, it would not extinguish, which means you wouldn't have to do the trek. Again, I could take... No, let's just go. I can get out of here before the flare runs out. Interestingly, not all too long ago, you couldn't even climb up that rope using a flare or torch. You needed to throw it up around here and go get it. So you would throw the torch up on a ledge over there and you could pick it up from up here. Now, that is no longer necessary, but seeing as things such as this show up, we went over here anyway. Oh, nice. Plenty of stuff. That is probably gonna be warm. That is not warm, but it is warmer. 0.3 degrees. I dropped it. Do I want to leave it? Nah. It doesn't weigh anything. We can carry 30 kilograms, approximately. Actually 20... How? Huh. It's already at 22 kilograms. Now that is a bit weird. I mean, it isn't really, but seeing as I'm used to playing on more difficult playthroughs, by this point in the game, it's usually a lot lower heat. Do I want to make a campfire? Huh. When I've played Interloper before, I've usually just sprinted more or less from here to the gold mine, which works fine. I'll pause just in case, because then the flare doesn't go out. I have two options now. I can either go from here and just directly to the gold mine, like I said I usually do. It would cost me some health, it would be dangerous, but I would probably survive. That's option one. Option two, staying here, making a campfire. Totally possible. Though the only downside is it would become night and it would be slightly boring. The third option is going to the cabins. Now, I could do that, absolutely. The only problem is that that is also slightly boring and maybe a bit unnecessary. I did not plan this. I actually wanted to do the campfire, but because that's boring, I'm just gonna go. If it becomes necessary, there are plenty of caves along the route, and seeing as I'm not gonna need this, we're just gonna throw it because that kind of looks cool. Yeah. Now, healed hypothermia risk, and then literally in 2 seconds it's gonna go back. Nice. I think on this difficulty there might even be like a tent over there. A tent, it's not called a tent, it's a snow shelter. But it's probably a percentage chance to show up though. And it seems I was wrong. Or not wrong, maybe I just got unlucky, who knows. Normally, or it isn't normal, but when on Interloper, you wouldn't actually be able to grab these saplings most of the time because you don't get any of the tools. But because I play on Stalker, I am blessed with a hatchet, which means we can grab them. It doesn't really matter that much, seeing as there's not a big need for a bow at this point in the game anyway. It's still practical. Nothing there, no. On this particular route, there are so many secrets. I don't even think I know them all, so I like to keep an eye out. Also,
I think I can use
on
this.
the ends of these bridges, pay attention because there's almost always matches. Though on the easiest of difficulties, like in my opinion, there's almost too much. Like you can literally get hundreds of matches just walking this route. On this difficulty though, it's not too bad. Not that many. But in Interloper, there's obviously none of them. Seems I'm unlucky too. By this point, I usually find something. Oh well. Around here there's a Polaroid location. Though unfortunately, I neither have the Polaroid nor the charcoal. Maybe I do. No, I don't. Wait, did I click? No, yeah. I don't. Just want to look. We started down there, or rather we started far in that direction, and walked around into there. Then we, not necessarily useful, but pretty cool anyway. That right there, you can see it. It's a little village of sorts, which was the place I debated going earlier, but because I wanted to simply get on with it, we are here instead. Even more maple. Nice. What? I forgot what the ratio to maple and bows. I don't remember if it was 1 or 2 maples per bow, like maple saplings to craft a bow. It doesn't really matter, but I obsess over remembering things like that, so I'm gonna check that later. Actually, I'm gonna do video editing magic, and I'm gonna check it now, and you're not gonna listen to it. It was 1 maple.
Not sure why I feel so tired.
Probably. No, actually, no. Oh, here you go. More cardboard matches. Probably speaking, that was completely unnecessary, and I'm gonna regret doing that because now I'm gonna have to edit it, which is gonna be not boring, but annoying. So, thank you, or rather, you're welcome, future me. There we go. No matches, no matches. There's a little bit of a secret, like, thing about this place anyway. You might have gone here and picked up the wood, but this is actually a great hiding spot because you can put a campfire right there, and it's not gonna get blown up by the wind, and you're also gonna be sheltered, which is particularly useful if there's a storm. We're lucky enough though that there isn't one. I've had runs on many difficulties where there's a blizzard short time after spawning, which is just an annoyance on most parts of Great Bear Island, but in Ash Canyon it can suck because there is little to no shelter, and even when you're inside of a cave or something, it's not even hot. Nothing. There's usually a corpse right there. That's why I went over. Now, there is usually a rifle. Oh, I didn't get the roseberries, no. There's usually a rifle somewhere along this route. It's the special one. It's the only special weapon I've actually had, I think. That was because of a terribly annoying bug, because I didn't buy the DLC after creating my save game, and then when I switched, it didn't wanna load the loot correctly, I think. Which is why I've only ever had that one weapon. But this time, a little bit of a goal of mine is to get all of the rifles and revolvers, bows, and whatever extra stuff we can find. Here's a big important thing, because there's a cave here. It's great. But you need to turn around, because there's loot here. Every time. And usually the loot is pretty good. Like that. Even peanut butter. I could grab the rope, but I'm gonna show you a trick so we don't even need it. No, because over there, there's always really good loot. Even on Interloper, you can actually get a bear jacket thing. What is it called? This I'm not editing away because it's at least mildly interesting. Yes, you can find a bearskin coat just lying in there. And that applies even on Interloper. I've actually found one myself, which was pretty awesome. I'm gonna drink some soda. The curator's rifle, which is pretty awesome. Wow, I'm walking slow. It isn't even about 30 kilos. That is annoying. Just gonna sprint what little energy we have left. Look at that. Rifle ammunition. And speaking of rifle ammunition, the curator's rifle, which is pretty awesome. This is terrible price. What's the distance? So, yes. Beyond looking awesome, and just working as a rifle in general, I think this rifle has some special effects. I'm not quite sure which though. If I had to guess, it has a better range than other rifles. But again, unfortunately, I did not bother paying that much attention to it because, I mean, why would I? When I didn't even have access to the other ones to compare it to. Interesting question is if it's better than a normal rifle. To this I have no idea what's the answer. I will take a break right here though. This is simply because, well, you can tell, not only am I freezing to death, but I'm also incredibly tired. And seeing as I anyway have plenty of firewood, and I'm not an interloper, which means I have a bedroll, which is extremely convenient in situations exactly like this. I can just make camp. Sorry for the long walk right over here. If you didn't know, you move at, I think it's half the speed when indoors. In caves like this, you can see right around now I'll start speeding up any moment. There. Cool. Just gonna make a fire. I am going to just take any cattail is fine, and I have plenty of books. Sure. Let's hope we don't have to sit here and wait because it's mildly boring, but of course,
Come on.
never. 75% chance. If you were to do the quick calculations on that, I think the chance of getting this wrong 2 times in a row is 1 in 16, or like 5%, but luckily that did not happen. Just to demonstrate, it's completely pointless, and it's actually a bit of a waste because I should use some of the more heavy wood, but I just want to show this. If you look at the temperature, it's 2 degrees Celsius, 11 minutes, but as soon as I click one coal, we went from 2 degrees Celsius to, is it going to stop at 12? No? even more. It's probably just gonna keep going while we wait. I'm gonna open the bedroll. I'm gonna put it on the inside of the of the wall. So I want it actually it doesn't matter. I will make water though, because a diet of only soda, like I have now, is not exactly ideal. Okay, so one coal added 20 degrees. Then let's try a fir firewood. So we got 1 hour and 20 degrees on the last one, approximately. This added 1.5 hours. And we get 8 degrees Celsius. And the weight of a coal compared to a fir firewood is also quite significant. So you get a bunch of warmth, and even though one firewood was worth more than the coal, 1 hour compared to 1.5, the fir firewood still weighs more per minute of fire than the coal. So it's just generally good. I don't think I killed any rabbits, did I? I did not. If not, this would be a perfect time to do something with it. Instead, I will replace my pants. I could even repair them. It wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Nothing new. I could tear this down. Harvest, I mean. And from this, I get the one cloth I need so I can repair my pants. Assuming that's what I want to do. I could repair something else, but I think the pants are the ones that are the most worth it. And indeed, it succeeded. Nice. Now, 2.2 degrees Celsius. Awesome. Did I forget to put water in this, or did it boil? Whatever the issue. Now it's on its way to boiling anyway. What else can I do? I can do some tearing down of mushrooms. I think this actually decreases their weight, which is convenient. Same with the rose hips. Look at that, perfect number. Awesome. Yeah. Hypothermia risk gone. Awesome. Okay, I'm not going crazy, right? I'm not going crazy. That was speechless. Okay, that was my bad. Okay. Maybe I should go to bed, huh? No. I'll need to set this and wait this out. One really should pay more attention to what I'm doing. And the question on my mind now, though, is whether it is cold enough or warm enough to sleep without the campfire, but with a bit more of thinking, really smart thinking, by the way. One really should do more of that. Of course I need the campfire. It's incredibly cold. I don't even need to look. I'm just gonna prove my point here by walking outside the cave, and yep, I would definitively freeze to death. So instead of freezing to death, we are going to look, and we're going to get approximately 6-7 hours on the fire. I'm going to throw on the plain wood. I should probably use the sticks first, which means this was a bit of a waste earlier, but oh well. Let's get that all the way up There, and let's just throw this on too. This means that when I wake up, it'll probably be too long. Like the fire will last longer than I'll need, which is a bit annoying. But considering the fact that I might as well just grab some torches, it's actually beneficial. I'll also show you something interesting. If you look at the campfire, it has 7.5 hours. And I will quickly drink this up and eat my food. I hate sardines, I mentioned that, but if I just eat them before they go bad. So sardines, they were 52, I think, or 51 in condition, which means that they were very unlikely to give me food poisoning, which is why I needed to eat them now, because then they don't degrade, increasing the chance of food poisoning later. Of course, I could wait until a higher level, until I was like cooking level 1, or no, not level 1. I am level 1, but I need to wait until level 5, because then you get immune to food poisoning. Videos coming soon explaining all of these. Looking forward to that, of course. Okay, so you can look here and you can see there is 7 hours and 16 minutes left, which means that if I now sleep for, let's say, 6 hours, that means we should have about 1 hour and 15 minutes left. Let's do that. The reason we're sleeping for 6 hours instead of doing, for instance, 2 at a time is because the longer you sleep continuously, the better or the more health gets restored. Now, I did not do my math wrong. In fact, I'm 100% sure it was done correctly, and I did not wake early because my fatigue is not out yet. So then the question becomes, why is it longer? Odd, right? And the answer to this question is the fact that the air is colder. So I just think it was approximately 10 degrees last time. Now it's negative 17. And that matters specifically because the colder it is, the longer the fire lasts. Which is why making a campfire late at night and having it go until morning, which is the coldest time of the day, will get you the most efficient fire. I think I want to sleep a bit longer though. Yeah, just a few more hours. 2 hours. Gonna drink a little because you lose a lot of HP by dehydration, so I just want to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm gonna keep my cattails for emergency situations, and I'll just eat my ketchup chips. By the way, who eats ketchup chips? Like, seriously, who does that? I think the fact will continue, so if we do 2 hours and 40 minutes, and we sleep for 2 hours, then it should be 40 minutes left. But again, if we look at the campfire, it suddenly doubled from 40 minutes to 80 minutes, which is, again, pretty cool. I'm gonna pick up my bedroll because forgetting that would suck, and I am going to grab torches. This is the thing you would do in Interloper, where you would make a bunch of torches, and then when the one you're holding is almost out, you would throw it on the ground, and you would use it to light another torch. And you would just continue doing this until you run out of torches. The reason you would do that is not because of the heat or like anything beyond just the fact that when you have a torch, you can fend off wolves pretty easily. You drop it like that, and you just aim your thumb at the wolf, or just in the general direction. You don't need the thumb. And all of a sudden, oh, that was unintentional. The wolf runs away. The second big thing is you can, when you make a campfire, you can select the torch, which means you're not wasting any matches, which is very convenient. Now we are about to encroach on the gold mine. It's right over this hill and down a little bit of a mountainside, which is it sounds a bit like, yeah, we're just gonna go down this mountainside, no problems. And if you had a rope, you would attach it right here. I can't because I didn't pick one up, because we're not gonna need it. Even though, yeah, one would think getting down here is kind of impossible without the rope, but as it turns out, it's actually kind of easy. You just walk over here, around this big rock, and pick up the sapling, of course, and you get to this kind of, I don't know, tiny little plateau, and just remember, never go down there. It looks kind of nice, but when you get there, you're stuck and you're dead. And I mean that. You are literally dead, which is very much not ideal. I almost got stuck. Luckily, there was a path up, though. Instead, you will want to go down here. Maybe it looks a bit scary, but it's fine. Just gonna grab a torch. This is what I explained earlier. And you're just gonna crouch. And you just crouch down. Now the reason this is like works is because there's a solid slope all the way from up to up, which is, by the way, we're going almost vertically, to all the way down, which means you're not gonna fall, which means you're not gonna take any damage. The only problem is you can sprain your legs and arms, which, while annoying, is certainly more annoying than freezing to death, trying to make that rope, or falling to death from lack of energy. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a ptarmigan spawn over there. And I don't have a bow and arrow, which is the preferred weapon when hunting ptarmigans. Though, I do have a rock. Did I scare them? I scared them. Great. Truly awesome. I didn't want the ptarmigans anyway. Oh no. So sad. Maybe the birch is a little bit unnecessary at this point, but by collecting it now, I won't have to do it later. Now, if you're wondering why in the bananas, and am I going away from the gold mine, which is over there, it is because there is a corpse over here. You can, is that ptarmigan or crow? That's ptarmigan, I think. Now there's usually a corpse right there, and if I remember correctly, from ages ago, there's a revolver spawn here too. But as it turns out, no revolver. Just rifle ammo. Which, I mean, who complains about rifle ammunition, right? Oh, torch. Nice. Okay. So, no revolver. There should be a spawn inside the gold mine too. Not that I need a revolver. I mean, I'm literally walking around with a rifle, and I'm here talking about grabbing a revolver, but I mean, oh well. I do like the revolver, even though it is slightly useless, in my opinion. Maybe I'm too harsh. Eh.
So cold.
Energy bar. Now, that is weird because I do not remember that being there. In fact, this place is usually empty. Like, completely empty. There's like nothing here. The only thing is like a locker over there. Like a floorboard, trapdoor, I don't know. Just checking to be sure though. Flares, nice. And this is what I was talking about. And there's nothing inside. Okay, awesome. And here we are. The gold mine. And now that we're here, I am sorry to tell you that this is going to be the end of the episode. Terribly weird saying that, honestly.